Episode 3617, It's Good to Be Scared.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. I hope you're having a fabulous week because guess what? It's Friday. It is time for you to do the happy dance. Oh, and by the way, 5 days and counting. Are you ready for Christmas? Come on, get that list out, check it twice, make sure everyone has been good, not naughty, just nice. Yes, it's good to be scared. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already haven't had the opportunity, you want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, inspiring connection and community. Okay, so are you ready? Like, seriously, are you ready? Because, all right, I hope no one in my family is listening. Please do not be listening. I am not ready at all. Nope, and nope. I'm like, seriously, I don't have time for this. I've got so many things. And honestly, we're going to be traveling on Christmas. Yes, you heard me. I'm not going to go into details. It's just crazy. And yeah, it's all about the kids. Why is it that when you're a parent, it's always about the kids? I'm like, my kids are old enough now. Can't I have my own time? Oh, let me tell you, the older they get, the worse it gets. I mean, there's positives to it. But seriously, as we turn the page to Christmas Day, we as parents often face challenges that test our patience and resilience and hope. The holiday that really means stress and anxiety for, well, most of us. We're like freaking out. Why? Because now we're traveling for Christmas. Now I actually don't have Christmas trees up. Right now, I'm still living in forced renovations. I thought I would be a lot further along, but I'm not. And you know what? I've just had to back away and say, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. And I think as parents, we need that permission to say, it's okay. It's okay to sit back and say, you know what? What if it's good to be scared? How would I parent differently if I knew that it was okay for me not to know every single answer? What would happen if my child came up to me and I wasn't expecting that particular conversation to occur? And I all of a sudden was like, oh, and the throat tightens, you get the stomach ache, and you're like, oh my goodness, what's happening? Embracing fear can open up your heart to see more than what you think you see in the moment. It pushes and pulls you in all different directions, but it's a positive thing, right? When you're on this roller coaster journey of parenthood, there are moments that strike fear into the hearts of even the most seasoned moms and dads. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you name it. In fact, okay, total sidebar here. I was having a conversation with my husband a couple days ago, and I said, do you know I have 7 children? And he goes, you do? And I said, yes. And so we were talking about something, and he's like, oh, so does that mean that, I'm number 7? And I said, no, I wasn't even counting you. He goes, what do you mean you weren't counting me? I said, you're my husband. He goes, oh, you mean I've graduated from the kids' table to the big boys' table? And I'm like, yes, hon. Sometimes moms, I'm just saying, our sweet dads, they think we count them as a child. Now, between you and me, yeah, sometimes they do act that way. And I told him that when we were having the conversation. But I was actually talking about my 5 children and then my 2 grandbabies. I'm like, I have 7 kiddos. And it's fabulous to look at them that way, because they are blessed, amazing miracles. And sometimes they drive me absolutely crazy. And at the same time, there's moments where I'm like, I don't think I can handle this. Like, what am I going to do next? When you run into those moments of uncertainty and vulnerability, that's when you get to choose how you want to grow and evolve as a parent individually, not about growing and raising your kid, but about who you see in the mirror. As I always like to say, the right thing and the hard thing are the same thing. Think about that for a minute. Now, that doesn't make it easier, yet it gives you a reality check as to where you are so you can make adjustments to where you need to go. Right? It's the GPS, God's positioning system. Where are you headed as an individual? that reflection that you see. So then you know that when you're raising up your kiddos, you're doing the best that you know you can do in that moment. And embracing fear allows you to confront the challenges head on rather than shying away from them. Nelson Mandela says, courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. It's good to be scared. And I know when you're in the moment, you're like, not so much. I don't like the feeling. I don't like the butterflies in my stomach or the stomach ache. Only my kids are supposed to have that. When I grow up, I don't want tummy aches anymore. I don't want to have headaches that last for days upon days or weeks or months because I'm in the season, and not in the holiday season, but the season of, well, this is just where I am. Go back to tweens and teens if you've been away from them for a while, right? The terrible twos, which really starts at like 16 to 18 months. Yeah. And you kind of scratch your head and you're like, I don't know if I can get there. But I really want you to embrace that for yourself, that it's good to be scared. Maybe that's the permission you need this holiday season to enjoy it more, to let your heart be present, not just your to-do list. Think about that for a minute. Because let me tell you this, I don't have all the gifts for my kiddos. And really, we're not doing gifts this year. We're doing them for the grandbabies. But for the big kids, yeah, the first 5, not the last 2, but the first 5, they get what they need from us at the time that they need it because they're just at that age. And when they're in college or graduate school, whatever they're going through, sometimes we just need to be there for them in that moment. And we can't wait to have a holiday celebration to have gifts under the tree. We kind of need them to have something now because, well, they need a new suit for that particular job interview, whatever it is. Being a parent is undoubtedly one of the toughest jobs in the world. It is. It's also the most rewarding. It stretches your heart, doesn't it? It requires patience, empathy, and a whole lot of courage. And so when faced with situations where your children push your buttons or test your limits or make mistakes, because they always do, it doesn't matter the age, by the way, it's easy to feel scared and overwhelmed. You're normal, Mom, if you're feeling that. You're normal, Dad. However, it's precisely in these moments that we have the chance to show up as the best person that we want to become, right? The best version of ourselves, who we see in the mirror. Parenting is about growing up as much as it is about raising kids. Let that sink in for a minute. Parenting is about growing up as much as it is about raising kids. Yeah. Sometimes we have to grow up as a parent in order to raise the kids. Sometimes we have to be stretched and pulled and pushed. Sometimes we have to change our ways. Now, that doesn't mean our kiddos, have the permission to do whatever they want. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying for us to function as a well-rounded, a parent who can love deeper and show up wiser, it takes some growing up. It takes some maturity. It takes some wisdom. Mom, it's time to embrace that fear because it's good to be scared. It really is. So what does that look like in real life? Number 1, you got to practice self-compassion. This is a beautiful season, the holiday season, the Christmas season, 5 days. Merry, Merry Christmas. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I want you to have a joyous Christmas. I don't want you to be bombarded with, I have to do this. I want you to think about things of saying, okay, you know what? I get to do this. I get to show up differently. So remember that it's okay to feel scared and vulnerable as a mom, as a dad. Be kind to yourself during challenging moments. Be kind. Not just to a stranger or to another mom, but to yourself. It's amazing if we put into practice what we show to others. Because in reality, we're not giving our best to others if we can't show it to ourselves. Now, some people would say, no, Christiane, I don't really believe that because then we're kind of being selfish and egotistical and we can, show up and not be humble. And that's really not what God intended. I get all of that. I get it. But if you can't become how you're supposed to serve, then how do you really know how to serve? Think about it. Practice that self-compassion. Number 2, seek support. Reach out to friends, to family. Maybe it's a therapist or a coach. Reach out to me for guidance and encouragement when you're feeling overwhelmed. It's okay to be overwhelmed. I'm not going to sit here and say I've got it all put together. I don't. There are days that I just sit down and I'm like, okay, I just got to sit down. I'll call my mom. Yeah, my mom's my rock. I'll call my mom and I'm like, Mom, I just got to sit down for a minute. She goes, oh, okay. And sometimes it has nothing to do because I'm physically exhausted. Sometimes it's my heart is worn and tired and it just needs a break. Sometimes my mind just needs to go off into another world. Sometimes I just need to, okay, let's use an old word term here, veg out. Okay, yeah, that's really dating me, I know. But sometimes we just need to do that. Why? Because it allows us to escape where we are right now. It's okay to feel like you can't do it all. It's okay. But when you feel like that, get support. You're not meant to do life alone. That's why I cannot wait for AIM to open up. And yes, it is coming this new year. Watch out, listen here. Oh, we've got incredible things coming up. I was talking to the team earlier this week, as in who's doing our website. I hired these sweet people. They're amazing. And because the team, right, is me and my mom and my son. And then, yeah, that's about it. And most of the time, if you see anything, if you hear anything, if you watch the TV show, it's basically being done by me and then my son's on the other side of the camera. I kid you not. Like, I edit everything. And some people are like, oh, she's doing all this stuff. Yeah, I am doing it all. And that's why sometimes I can't move fast enough. And so I appreciate your patience. But you see, that's to remind you that you need to seek support. And so with building out the website, I'm like, I could do it. I literally could do it. But we'd be here for another 4 years till it got done and accomplished. I don't have that long. It's almost been it's been about 9 months. We're getting close to the 10-month mark. I don't want to hit the year mark. I want to be able to launch before that. So seek support. And finally, number 3, embrace imperfection. Accept that parenting is this journey filled with ups and downs, and that making mistakes is a natural part of the process. You're going to say things you regret. You're going to not say things that you wish you had said. You're going to explode at times when you thought, I really should have been silent. And then you're going to be silent when you should have been so loud. Embrace that imperfection. I can't help but think how God showed up for us in that he embraces our imperfection. And you know how he does it? He sent his only son here to be born of a human mother and raised by a human mother and human father, which we know they're imperfect. Yet the only thing that night when he was born was the perfection of the child, not those around, not the animals, not the place that he laid, not in the stable, in the manger, not even his mother. You see, God has a way of saying, you are loved not because of what you can do, but because of what I have done. So accept the parenting process as this journey. And understand that you're going to learn things along the way. But just stay tuned to the GPS, God's positioning system, not yours. Embrace that imperfection. And then as you navigate the holiday season and all the joys and challenges that it brings, remember that it's good to be scared. Mary was scared that night. I'm sure she was. I mean, wouldn't you? She didn't have any family. She loved her fiance to pieces, right? And they traveled long hours, like a far, far, far away, so they could go and be registered. And she cared so much about her husband, yet she was so pregnant too. Can you imagine? She didn't have a comfortable place to lay or stay. She didn't just go up to the Marriott, to the Hilton, and say, do you got a room for me? I needed one with like a jacuzzi tub. Can you send up room service? Wasn't like that at all. It was dark, cold. Maybe it was warmer at other times when the sun was out as they traveled all the way. Yet God made a place for them so they could give birth to the perfect child, to an imperfect mom and dad. Let that sink in this holiday season. Don't try to be everything to your kiddos, because I'm telling you right now, you will fail faster than you can rise up. And that's not how you want to lead your kiddos. And again, as a reminder, right, it's good to be scared, because scared serves well. It keeps you on that edge. I think that's what Mary needed too. She needed to be on the edge of glory. Little did she know what this little baby would bring into her life. Little did you know what your baby or babies would bring into your life. But hold them close. But don't try to be everything to them. Be who you are and who you are becoming. Embracing fear allows you to step into your power as a parent, to grow and learn and connect with your children in profound ways. In other words, it doesn't keep you kind of in a box that says you only can do this because you're only good at this. It allows you to explore. It allows you to expand your horizons. And it allows God to come in and say, you know what? You may not have the answers, Mom, but I do. So this Christmas season, embrace your fears, just like Mary did. And I'm sure Joseph did too. Lean into the discomfort and give yourself permission to be immersed in growing as you emerge stronger and wiser with more hope than ever before. Go in peace, be present, be incredible, be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed day, and Merry Christmas. 5 days. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.